What's up, Slingshot Audio Garage? My name is Johnathan Taylor, and this is In the Lab podcast number 34. And with me is the best co-host ever, Paula with SoFlo Slings.
Hi everyone.
I know it's like every episode I'm wondering, like, how do I introduce Paula? Like, is she the best co-host, the greatest co-host, like the second best model? Like, I don't know how to, go in with the intro. So I'm like, I'll just wing it every time and see it'll come up something different.
I like the second best model. Yeah, sure.
Second best model. That's perfect. Yeah.
No, that's second best.
Second best. But the problem is, though, then people will be like, well, he's just a jerk, because they don't know, about the contest.
Yeah.
Well, how have you been? How's everything going?
Fantastic. Preparing for this thing I'm not allowed to promote, but
No, that's well, since you're on with me, I'm going to go ahead and make an executive decision, and we're going to promote the SS Takeover Final Knockout in November, which is, what's the dates on that, Paula? Let's say that again.
7th through the 9th of November.
Of November, that's right, in Miami, Florida.
Yes.
That'd be fun. That'd be a fun drive for people that want to team No Trailer. Get with us and they can follow us. Which I always throw that invitation out there, but there's nobody's doing that for real. Like, that's not serious. There are people that'll trailer, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna leave Wednesday. It takes them 2 days in a trailer, and I'm like, nah, we're gonna leave Thursday morning. We'll be there Thursday night. It's crazy. We probably should leave Wednesday though, because y'all got stuff going on Thursday, which we might want to do. So well, this episode we've got Scotty Roberts with BloodlineCustom Cycles. Let's go ahead and bring him in and get to talking. Hey, how's it going, Scotty?
Good. How are you guys?
Man, good. We always like to start the podcast with just kind of getting to know you and really what my same old question, which is, what originally got you into doing audio, whether it was just baggers, motorcycles, and then of course audio goes hand in hand, and kind of what was the beginning for you, and then bring us to where you're at today. So give us a little recap of your story.
All right. Well, I was teaching high school, woodworking and welding, and it was in a private school, and they decided they were losing money and they wanted to change directions, and so I had to start teaching landscaping out of a book, and it just kind of got nuts. And so I went and applied for 3 other positions at public school and got offered 3 jobs, but they all wanted me to shave my beard, wear long sleeves, take my earrings out, and make less money. So I got into the motorcycle scene then. I hooked up with Lucky 7. I was there for about 5 years, and then just things weren't going as well as I wanted them to go. So I left and went back home and rented a building and opened BloodlineCustom Cycles in October of 2017.
Nice.
So,
man, that's cool. Well, it's funny because every time we do podcasts, you always learn something new about the people that you've seen in the industry. So when you started off your comments or your conversation with, I was a high school teacher, you're like, wait, what? It's just the most random thing, you don't expect.
Yeah, everybody looks at you did what? But it was fun while it lasted, but the motorcycle scene was definitely a whole lot more fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. You don't always get to go to work and people are like, oh man, what kind of work you do? And you're like, it's work, but it's kind of fun. It's not like you are working, but it's it's interesting. You know,
right. Absolutely.
you're not just doing some stupid office job. You know.
And, you know, and then when the Slingshots came out, my wife always wanted one, and I was like, hell no. I said, there's no way I'm going to ever leave. There's no way I'm ever going to leave my motorcycle at home and ride this. So then COVID hit, and I had a friend who wanted to get rid of it, get rid of one, and I got a really good deal on it. So I was like, well, let's try it. And at that time, I had my main bike was being rebuilt, and then there was an accident shot with Ricky, so the Slingshot kind of filled in and served its purpose. You know, we had a lot of fun, met a lot of cool people. You know, and I would say I don't miss it, but being at the racetrack this weekend, all them Slingshots coming there, I was like, damn it, why didn't I bring mine?
Yeah.
But
exactly. And I forgot, you know, about yours, honestly. And then when I saw you, I was like, oh shit, that's Scotty, you know. And then it's like, then it started remembering, oh yeah, you got the the Slingshot with the 812s in it, you know. And literally one of the first Slingshots that, you know, just kind of came on the scene, or it was just over the top, you know. Like now it's kind of like a thing. People are trying to, you know, one up each other, but it was definitely the first, you know, when it comes to like crazy amount of bass and speakers, and it was just overdone, if that's such a word, you know.
We were really excited about that, and we were more excited about what was going to happen the following year. And then nothing happened. It took 2 years, you know. But yeah, it was cool, you know, and it's still around. It doesn't get used much anymore, and I don't know that it's even been I don't know if it's been cranked in a year.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much the last time I was in it, I went to jail thing.
Yeah.
That's when I saw you for the first time. I saw it. I was telling you in the green room at the Lone Star Rally. I don't know if that was in 22 or 23.
It was 21.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It may have been 22, but it's probably 21.
It was my first Lone Star Rally, and
it was 22.
You know, there's not.
It was 22.
Yeah, there wasn't very many Slingshots like where I had my booth, but you were like across the street from where I had my little tent. And I'm like, what is that, a Slingshot? And it was just like boom, boom. It was loud as
yeah, everybody's like they all bagged on us for using Hertz, but I was like, man, and I didn't want to use Hertz. I really didn't, but it was COVID and we couldn't get enough equipment to match. No one had it. Hertz was the only one who had it. And I said, listen, guys, we're going to use Hertz. We got to make this. We got to do it right. It's got to sound good. And it really did sound good. But it's like I said, it could. I would love to be able to reboot it one day, but I can imagine the damn cost to reboot that thing. It'd be unreal.
Yeah, exactly. Because Hertz is, I mean, it's good product. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sounds really good, you know. But you know, if you're trying to like quote compete, you know, like there's so much different levels to that, you know. And that's why I tell people don't do it. Just flat out don't compete, you know, because you are getting into something that you really don't know. And if you're okay with that, then go ahead, because you're going to spend more money than you ever thought about spending, and still get punished, you know. And you're going to be sitting there, you know, contemplating life and why did I spend all this money, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Has anybody come onto the scene and just been dominant from day one? Other than maybe Lemon Drop?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. And even King Kong was great for that. Oh man,
yeah. He had his run without a doubt. You know, definitely when they pulled up, you knew he was going to take it. And you know, now it's like shit. As soon as you see Lemon Drop, like shit, Sarah's here. Y'all don't even. Why are you spending your money? You know, like if you're just promoting your brand, that's one thing. But I don't know that you can win. You know, because it's like they put in the time and the money and the effort to to practice. To it's more than just big audio build. You really do have to know what you're doing when you do it. But
now is that?
Oh, you cut out on me. Do what now?
Is Lemon Crush theirs too?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's Jack's like middleweight, I believe.
Okay.
I might be wrong, welter or middle, but but yeah, it's incredible too. Like I heard it at Sling Experience last year for the first time, or this year, and it was like shit. That thing's incredible, you know. So it's definitely uh, if you're not building something similar, then you can't compete with it, you know. So I think that's
Right.
where, you know, there's a standard that's been set. So unless they change the rules to eliminate a stretch slingshot, you know, in a featherweight, then she's going to win. So, but you know,
we have a
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
comment here from Man of God saying I put Hertz on my sling in my first build.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. Hertz isn't
TJ.
bad. Hertz isn't bad. Yeah, it's just definitely when you get into that level of builds, you have to change everything. You know, coaxial speakers don't work. You know, you got to do crazy stuff.
Can you see that? Are you on your phone?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's printing across my phone, but I've also got it on my computer screen.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
I have to pause the episode really quick. Baby Smoke is in the building.
Fucking Baby Smoke.
Baby Smoke is in the building.
Yeah, Baby Smoke is he's out of Florida, so yeah, he'll like spam the comments with Baby Smoke is in the building like 15 times to let us know that he's there.
Where's Baby Smoke? In the building.
So what does your wife have in her slingshot? Is it a welterweight or middleweight?
Y'all changed the rules. It used to be a lightweight, so I think it's considered a welter now. But then when we stopped, or I ain't gonna say stop, but when we kind of got more busy with the bike scene, I was told it was going to be a middleweight now, and it was, and it's only like I think it's 810s and 212s. That's all it is.
Yeah. I think
the boxes were so big.
Yeah, that's going to be like welterweight, I think. Yeah. Well, yeah, welterweight, yeah. And then unless it's in 3-wheel showdown, which would make it a middleweight because of the box size. Yeah, so they tried to, you know, differentiate some of those rules because of the crazy boxes and what they call the BBL, you know, but which it makes sense, but I don't know, it's all, you know. I tell people, you know, you got to just pick and choose where you want to go to compete, you know, if that's what you want to do, you know, because any given day you could win. So, you know.
Right. Absolutely.
And what are the amps in hers? Amps and subs on that thing?
It's all concrete, and
it is.
The sub amps are sound digital, 8Ks on each one, and then I've replaced all the other sound digital to Euphoria.
Okay.
The EXM amps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because one time it was I forget Gemini. What it was once before. Yeah.
Yeah, I had Gemini on there before, and
yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Which I still got a stack of those.
At the time, I mean, it was a good product. Like I liked the product. I thought it sounded really good. Like you could tune it, and it could be
if you
could be really good. Yes. Yeah, that's the problem. You know, if you could warranty it, then yeah, it'd be a badass product. But yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to sit here and plug Concrete Audio, but I haven't seen much stuff that is better than that stuff. It's for the price you pay for it. I mean, it's great sounding stuff. It's easy to tune.
Yeah, there's a lot of people run it.
Oh yeah, it's getting more and more on slings. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. There's the main guy. He's on the Slingshot Audio Garage page, you know, and he's always promoting the product, and you know, it's good stuff. You know, it really is. I mean, you definitely see a lot of people competing with it, and you know, and they're punishing it. You know, it's not like they're just barely playing it; like they're playing the shit out of it. So
yeah, you got a sub. You got a Series 1 sub that says it's 800 watts. You got a 5K on it. I mean, I've seen that time and time again. I mean, they handle it. But honestly, I've never blown anything from concrete. The only thing I've had replaced with concrete is I was on fucking Pink, and we went to my wife's sister's, and we were there about 3 hours. She said, "Oh my God, it's raining." I said, "Do what? How bad?"
You were where? I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was on my bike, my Pink bike. They call it fucking Pink, and it started raining. We were at my wife's sister's house, and I freaked, and it was raining bad. So we moved some stuff around, got the bike in the garage, and I was like, well, shit, I better see if it still works. So I turned it on. I shot water out of the speakers like 2 foot, and they worked until about an hour later. They started making cracking noises and shit. So I took it all apart and rebuilt all the tweeters and the eights and horns, and I took pictures of all the voice coils, and they were not burned. They looked perfect. So Kurt told me just put them out in the sun and for a day and put them back in. And I was like, yeah, I've already got them torn apart. I'm not putting these back in here. I threw them in the trash, just put new ones in. But that's the only thing I've ever tore up with them, you know. So it's good stuff. And I got about 12 motorcycles out there that are completely nothing but concrete. And
wow.
And with the 2 that we're unveiling for Galveston, it's all concrete except for one's got DC subs and the rest of it's all concrete.
They're actually they're our headline event sponsor for this event that's happening in Miami.
That you're not allowed to talk about.
That I'm not allowed to.
Yeah. That you're not allowed to talk about.
But they're talking about it in the comments.
I guess I'm not allowed to ask why.
Yeah. Well,
because they bully me. That's why, Scotty. Because they bully me. They bully me. Ted and Johnathan and TJ, they bully me. The only one that hasn't bullied me is Rob. And I'm sure he's going to do it eventually. That's why.
Well, I guess I need to start bullying you now, too.
No.
Yeah. Well, we always make jokes, you know, like, because we get paid, you know, so much to do this podcast. You know, we make $0 an hour. And we doubled Paula's salary to, you know, negative $0 an hour. So, you know, she's working her way up in the company. It's perfect.
All this free press is crazy. Whatever, TJ.
Yeah. So you said you got a few motorcycles that you're working on in the shop right now too, though, right?
Yeah. We got 2. We got 4. We're trying to. No, 4 or 5 we're trying to get finished for Galveston. 2 of them are completely brand new builds. And like always, you know, oh yeah, I'll get it done, and we're still waiting on paint. You know. Yeah. You know, it's just painters lie. They suck, and I hate them.
Yeah. It's never ending. Yeah.
No, they don't. It's like they don't know how to tell the truth.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want to say who I'm using, but I guarantee this guy can write a book on 1,000,001 excuses of why he's late. It's crazy.
It's either, you know, you're waiting on a part forever and a day, and you finally get it, and you know, all right, let's get it to paint, and paint's like, yeah, probably next week, and then it's like 2 weeks later, you're like, what's going on, man? You know? Yeah, I can't imagine.
I've never seen a painter make a deadline. You know, Gary Queen, he painted Kill Shot for us in 30 days, but he knew what he was getting into, and we paid a premium, but he delivered the final few pieces on the 29th day. So we got it back in time and got it ready and went to the build off. But most of the time, man, it's crazy. Fucking Pink was in paint for 3 years, you know, but it was really my fault because Ricky got hurt and he painted 21 bikes in between me sending him fucking Pink and getting it back. So I had him just kept telling him to put it on the back burner, and finally my wife said, "No more. Don't give him no more paint until I get my bike back." So
exactly.
Painter's deadline equals what they are told you plus 6 weeks. Amen. Yeah.
That's perfect.
So fuck painters on.
Yeah, that is.
And what's shitty is, you know, you can't be mean to them because they control your destiny. You know, you just kind of got to listen to their bullshit and laugh and joke and kind of cheer them on and feed their ego and just hope they don't let you down. You know, and my deal is, oh yeah, we can make that. I was like, all right, we leave for Galveston on Wednesday. You can't deliver it on Monday and think you did your job. We got to have time to put it together.
Yeah.
But it always that's how it always happens.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think they take so long?
I don't honestly, I don't know how anybody makes money in paint. I really don't. Unless you're just living on new deposits coming in to pay the bills, because I know what paint costs. You know, I have a pretty decent painter I use here locally. but he's not a custom painter. He's good for one color, maybe two, and that's about it. But I can drop. In fact, my wife's dirty tailed, the black, red, and white one. I dropped it off on a Monday, picked it up on Thursday, $2,200. To me, that's making money. But when you take the same bike to say to a Gary Queen who's does phenomenal work, and when you get it back, it is perfect. If there's a flaw in it, it's because maybe it's a shade different more than what you really wanted. But the quality of the paint is perfect. But you're paying $4,000 and it could drag on for 6, 8, 9 months. There's no money in that, in my opinion. I don't see how they make money. So
no, not at all.
People out here, they're doing it. Prime example, these big bikes, you make no money in building these big bikes. Same way with the Slingshots. Yeah. Because you're paying all this labor every week, paying it out, paying it out. I always say it's basically like I'm financing a loan to myself. I pay out all this money and I get it, and I get it all back. Now we did a performance build on a bagger 3 weeks ago. Made about $6,500 profit in 9 days. You're making money.
Exactly.
But you can't make no. But that's the same amount. That's the same profit margin that we make on these big builds, and they take us a year to do them.
Yep. Exactly.
But the builds keep you relevant and keep people wanting to come. But the quick in and out tires, oil changes, that's what pays the bills.
Yep.
What's the biggest build? Or sorry to cut you off, Johnathan. What's the biggest build and it took you the longest to do? I guess
the longest.
Or I guess that's two separate questions. Yeah, biggest build and which one took you the longest?
I guess one of our biggest builds is probably Killshot. However, it was done in 90 days. We were in a build off with against Hot Rods and Handlebars out of Battle Creek, Michigan in 2020. We unveiled them in Sturgis. And so we had I would never do it again. There's no way I'd do it again. Unless I had the same exact style customer who just had an open checkbook. He just let us do whatever we wanted to do, and we didn't have to worry about anything. But that bike was built for about $35,000 more than it should have been built for. But that was a lot of expediting fees, overnighting stuff, because we had 90 days and we couldn't start on it until day 1, and it had to be completed by day 90. And you see these TV shows on these builds off, and like, oh, it's a piece of cake. It's hell. And especially when you don't control certain aspects like the seats, the paint. That was our biggest deal is we're gonna lose because we don't get paint back. But luckily I had a great painter who knew what he was getting himself into when he agreed to do the project and made it happen. But that's probably our biggest build, and it kind of put us on the map. And then I don't know. I would say the longest build has ever taken us is probably fucking Pink. My Pink.
Yours.
Yeah.
But because you're very meticulous, or because you just kind of put it off to the side for other customers.
I moved it to the back burner to get customers' bikes done. I don't know. I just didn't want to be that guy. Hey, how can you build your bike and you can't get mine done? So we just kind of. But that was probably our longest build. Now we did do a bike for a guy named Robert Taylor. He came in in April and said, "Hey, I want to build this bike, but I got to have it done by June 19th. Is it possible? If you got the money, I mean, we got to buy parts now." And he dropped like 40 grand, and we bought all the parts. That bike, we made money because we didn't touch that bike until everything was here. And we put that bike on the lift, mocked it up, sent it to paint, put it back together, and we did it in 27 days. But it was because we build a lot of bikes on layaway, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'll build the bike any way you want to build it. But you can't build the bike on layaway and pay for a year and buy your last part and say, okay, I want it in 2 weeks.
Yep. But that's a huge problem in the slingshot world where, people will change their mind 20 times, while they're building something and want to add this or want to add that. And it's like, we haven't even done this yet. Like, what are you talking about? And And like you said, they don't want to spend the money now. And, it's ongoing. It's like, oh, y'all take forever. I'm like, no, we've been waiting on somebody else. Like, because it takes an hour to strip a slingshot and 2 hours to put it back together. So we're not waiting on us. It's like, it's always, like you said, a layaway thing, or, the money isn't there. And it's like, oh, they're taking forever. I'm like, no, why don't you tell them the truth that, you just ain't spent all the money, and it's just,
Right.
it's such a weird dynamic, and you don't want to out the customer and let them, tell everybody, nah, the dude's broke. You don't want to be that shop, but so you just kind of take the heat and, just whatever. But yeah, I see that a lot. It's like, there's things are out of your control, and it's like, yeah, it's sitting over there because we're waiting on somebody else, it's just, you can't even work on it. I see that a lot.
I'm actually looking through your Instagram to see if I find like a video of Fuck It Pink, but I just see a bunch of pictures. But not a video.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot
that
of
way, like TED Talk
Instagram. You'll see a lot more of that on TikTok.
TikTok, okay.
Yeah, I don't do a whole bunch of Instagram. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it gets carried away. Like, especially, it's like, which platform do you get on? You Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like, what Snapchat? What the fuck? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You get carried away.
Well, it was really crazy last year. For we finished Fucking Pink last year right before Galveston. We unveiled 5 bikes in Galveston, and it was nuts. We come back from Galveston, and there's all kinds of people just tagging me in different posts where people are filming Fucking Pink, and I met like 3 2-time cancer survivors of breast cancer while we were out there. It's a great bike, It definitely draws a lot of attention everywhere it goes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. It's definitely, and it's a good cause, it's life's short, and you just gotta do what you can.
Right.
Why the name? I'm so sorry. Why the name Fuck It Pink? Is it?
It's effing pink. That's what the license plate is, effing pink. So everybody just we've always called it Fucking Pink.
Okay.
And nothing's more fun than have a guy come in the shop. Oh man, whose bike is that? Is that a bitch's bike? No, it's mine. Oh, and you watch them pull their feet out of their mouth,
That's perfect.
But I'll send you some good pics of it. It's a good bike. It's solid.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures. The pictures are nice. We just usually sometimes like to put like a video of what we're talking about.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, you probably have to go back to like last November on my Facebook when we first finished.
Yeah.
When we finished it.
Yeah.
And you got a pretty decent shop. You're in Canton over there, which is probably like an hour from me, and it's not like in the Metroplex area, but it's it's close enough. So it's kind of neat to see that you still get a ton of work. Like, I don't know if you when you see the builder shows and they're building these cars, and it's like some random shop in the middle of nowhere, and they're building like these crazy cars. You're like, where do they get their customers? It's like, you got the same scenario where you're not like in the Metroplex, but you're outside the Metroplex, but you still stay super busy and got plenty of people want to do some cool stuff.
I'm right on the interstate, so I've had opportunities to move several times, and I'm not going to give up the location. We have 3 2,500 square foot buildings, and we got a fab shop in one, the main shop, and then the other one's really just an overflow, and all 3 shops have full bars in them, so we have a good time. Know how to party.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to read a comment. Sorry, from when you guys were talking about the layaway. And so TJ said, I need the Slingshot layaway. I'm on the ramen plan. I buy what I need, and I just eat ramen all season, like ramen noodles.
Who is TJ? Do I know him?
Maybe he does. He does our other podcast that we have on Monday nights, which is the Slingshot Sound Spot. Him and Rob, they do like recap of the Slingshot audio competitions and stuff, and they keep like scoreboards and stats, and it's a pretty cool deal. And so he's pretty involved in the slingshot community. So probably not though, because I don't know that he was really like, I know he was around then, but he wasn't really doing a bunch of shows and competitions and stuff like that. Whenever
Is he the one that does Sling TV or something like that?
No, it's somebody else.
Okay.
Oh, he's gonna get offended by that.
My bad. I'm sorry.
That's perfect.
No, I'm talking about it, right?
But his slingshot goes by Man of God.
Yeah, slingshot is called Man of God Slingshot, and he actually won Best in Show at the Sling Experience this year. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice slingshot.
Oh,
Definitely. Yeah, TJ's a good guy. He gives us some shit, but he since we're like, the number one podcast of Slingshot Audio Garage, and they're kind of like the number two podcast. So he tries to school us and teach us stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we're the pros here.
Be nice, because it's because of you that I get bullied.
I know. I think you're right.
Nice.
But
They're actually having a podcast next Monday, to cover Biketoberfest over here in Daytona. That's happening this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So watch that.
I saw a post saying they canceled that.
Biketoberfest?
Yeah.
This weekend? No.
I get maybe it was a portion of it or a certain part of it. I don't know. I saw that, and in fact, Curly posted it or shared it, so I didn't know what that was about.
I don't know.
There's a lot of people.
To get to the bottom of it. I know those hurricanes are tearing up some shit.
It's possible.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it rains like every day in Florida, so it's not even like a new thing. So
raining
like,
now.
When they say, it's a hurricane, like they always get hurricanes. Like, what are we talking about? It's like, it's going to be hot in Texas. Like, it's always hot in Texas. I don't get it.
Oh yeah, this cooler weather in the morning's nice.
Oh yeah. That.
We had the doors open at the shop for the first time. It seems like 90 days.
Yeah.
I put AC in it. We AC'd the shop last year, and man, it makes it a lot nicer. That electric bill sucks though.
Oh yeah. We got AC up at Joey's, and it's like it doesn't work worth the shit. I'm like, man, just turn these big ass fans on. AC don't work worth the damn.
Oh, ours works really well. Other than it's just crazy. We'll have 20 bikes out front, and people will call, "Hey, are y'all open?" Well, yeah. Well, we're out front, and the doors are all closed. There's 20 bikes out there. The AC's on. Just come inside.
Yeah. We're not opening the door, man. Yeah, not unless you're bringing a check.
Well, I just looked up Biketoberfest, and it's definitely not canceled.
Okay.
So nope, 2024 is not canceled in Daytona Beach. So, question: just because I always ask, Bloodline Custom Cycles. Just because I always ask, Bloodline Custom Cycles. Sorry, why Bloodline? You have a reason, or you just like it, or what?
No, I was there. I originally wanted to name the shop Dirty Money Custom Cycles, and I don't know who, I forget who does it now. The Attorney General, whoever, they said I can't have it because someone else has already used the term Dirty Money, and in Texas you can't have two businesses with the same first name. Yeah. And so I did Bloodline Custom Cycles, and everything was approved. And then we were at the movies at the very beginning of this, and I got a phone call from my LLC saying that they turned it down because in Texas, Bloodline is recognized as two words and not one. So there was a company down in Houston named Bloodline Bucking Stock. They're like the number one cattle breeding bulls in the country. I said, well, what do I need to do? He said, well, you can write them and ask them if it's okay, or you could just make up another LLC and do a DBA. Because I already had my truck wrap, business cards. I mean, I had shirts, I had everything done. They said it was all good. And then 2 weeks later, boom, it was bad. So I really wish I'd listened to the guy, because he told me, he said, just do your LLC as Scotty Roberts LLC. And I just didn't think that sounded very cool. So I was just right there, and I just said, you know what? Let's just call it Flatline Custom Cycles LLC, and then I'll do DBA as Bloodline Custom Cycles. Biggest mistake I ever made in my life, because anytime I got to write out my legal name, it's like this long. It's
no.
horrible.
Yeah.
So I really wish I'd have listened. And if I really would have been understanding what he told me that day, I'd have just done it DBA as Dirty Money Custom Cycles, and we still got what I wanted. But the actual Bloodline came from a show on USA Network. It was a show that was on several years ago, and I just thought, well, hell, that sounds like a good name. I could do something with that logo.
Yeah,
that's pretty much
that's
how it
awesome. That's awesome, though.
And you were mentioning, I mean, I don't know if it's something that you want to talk about right now or give too much details, but you were mentioning next year about putting on a show. Do you want to give us some details or what you can tell us about that? Maybe some dates.
We're tentatively looking at 2 dates: June 13th and 14th, or July 18th and 19th, or 19th and 20th, Friday and Saturday on both those. A lot of things got to line up correctly. If we're able to pull this off, we're definitely we're giving away the most money ever in an audio competition. We're looking at probably giving away somewhere 15 to 20, maybe $22,000.
Wow,
nice,
free money. We got some sponsors already lined up. We're gonna have to have good judges. We're not gonna be able to get to the day of the show and say, hey, you want to be a judge? So our goal is to hopefully, if we can make it happen, is pull in those big extreme bikes. And then after this weekend in Ferris, I was like, well, shit, why don't we maybe we could work it out to have the slings too? Because y'all probably you guys got a big following. How many out of towners were there this weekend? Were there a lot?
Yeah, there was a lot of people from Houston, Louisiana, Memphis. Yeah,
we actually
everybody.
On the bike side, we had them from Indiana, North Carolina, California, and Florida.
Nice.
I was shocked all those California guys came, but very nice guys. But if we could make it happen, and we talked to a lot of those guys from Florida, Indiana, and North Carolina, and they all would say for that kind of money, they'd make a trip back down to Texas.
Yeah.
That's our goal. I've had a couple people say, they're going to spend $1,200 in fuel. I said, well, they're spending $1,200 in fuel already, and they're not winning. They're winning a trophy. Yeah. You can spend $1,200 in fuel, and you have a top of the line slingshot or motorcycle, and you have a chance to win $2,500.
Yeah.
They also
for free.
We'll come back to
have fun.
Texas. Oh yeah.
And are you're thinking of doing it in Texas, or is it a state?
No, it'll be in Texas. It's just a matter of location. We're trying to secure the facility. I met with him on Tuesday. I don't even know what today is. Today's Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I met with him yesterday at lunch, and we got it all but figured it out, if that makes sense. But I just can't really make an announcement on it yet. But it's going to be a big show if we pull it off.
Well, you already have some support from Anthony Duncan. He's the owner of Blue 2. He's saying
yes
to keep it in Texas. So
yeah, it'll definitely stay in Texas, Anthony.
And he won a bunch of stuff this weekend. Well, I think Tony, it was like
Tony's been winning. I've kind of been out of the slingshot deal for the last 9 months, but Tony's been winning since they won. Really.
Yeah, he's been doing pretty good.
Is.
Yeah, he always competes, and he had a little dry spell there for a little bit, but then he this weekend, he showed that he still got it. He can still step in there, and especially with the King of the Hill platform, it's a lot different than I think a lot of people are used to. You play once and hopefully you got it, and
right.
That day every song he played was right. It's always. I always say that to him, during the show or after the show. I'm like, man, I hear your slingshot sometimes. You play some of the most incredible music that sounds just incredible. And then sometimes in the ring, normally when you lose, you play the weirdest shit ever. I don't understand what just happened, And he's like, yeah, sometimes, blah blah blah, But this weekend he played, it was on point every time he played. I think he beat 6 people in order to, win.
He
You
like
know,
swept the whole class.
yeah,
And then,
yeah. So King of the Hill's hard. You know, you got to beat. You know, if there's 30 people in your class, you got to beat 30 people. So that's a lot of fucking songs.
Well, also with that King of the Hill though, because we were going to do because 9 times out of 10, with the amount of people that would show up for the show, we'd have to do a King of the Hill because it goes faster.
Yep.
You know, we were going to give money away to second place, but it's really kind of hard to have a second place in a King of the Hill because, for example, say Tony goes in there round 1 and he beats 15 people, then one guy comes in and beats 2 people and he's in the finals and he loses the finals. I mean, is he really second place over Tony?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
We had to scratch that idea. So, but I will tell you all this: we're giving away all the money. This is not a show where we're going to put money in our pocket. We're going to pay the judges, take care of their accommodations, and every dollar that is, well, I can't say that. Every dollar is paid to the show for entry fees and all sponsorship money is all going back in to the contestants. Yeah. We're not leaving at the end of the day putting $5,000 in our pocket a piece. Say, oh, we had a great show. There'll be food trucks there that we'll have nothing to do with. They'll make money. That money won't be going nowhere. But the plan is, because my plan was however much money we ended up with, divide that amongst the classes, and then whoever gets second place, they get the registration fee, all of it. But it's kind of hard to do that. So I think we're gonna try to do some kind of a drawing in each class or something to give away the rest of that money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We still got a little bit to figure out, but we normally have my annual show in April. We do know we're not going to do it in April because we're scared some of these bikes aren't going to be finished in time. Because we always lose some of the guys who say they're coming because they're waiting on painters.
Yeah.
And their shit ain't finished. So I don't know. If we can make it happen, it's going to be really, really cool, and be rather large.
I think so, because a lot of I hear that with a lot of people, and not a lot of people, but some people. I think the people that would make the trip with the potential, to actually win money, versus the people that probably wouldn't make the trip if it's just for a trophy. There's,
absolutely, I agree.
Because there's a lot of people that believe, their shit's the best, and so they'll make that journey to test that theory. And
right.
So I think that's a good idea, because it'll bring the people in, for sure.
And just because we were on the subject of judges, and this gets brought up a lot. So you coming from the motorcycle side, you say you're going to pay the judges, and everything you said about that. What is a good judge? How do you pick your judges for your?
Good God.
How are you going to pick your judges for your show?
That's probably not going to be on my to-do list. That'll be on Ron's. It's always, what's the word I'm looking for? There's not a school to go to be a judge, and this is what you're looking at. However, I love the fact, like, for example, this weekend, and they brought I don't want to lie, but I think the first time I seen it, because I was doing other things, when Black Mamba played, they brought her and whoever was playing out of the tent.
Yeah.
To play. I think some of these bigger bikes need to be done that way, because it kills me to see a judge lean over and put their ear on a tweeter, 2 foot from it. You can't do that. I mean,
no.
I mean, now you can't hear nothing. And so I don't know. I got a secret list of who judges I think are legit and don't show favoritism. And then I got some like, oh yeah, I don't want to. We don't have a chance. We know who's going to win this one today. But I can't disclose that because it would hurt feelings. But But I don't. Honestly, I don't know how to pick. They all say get somebody who's not in the industry, but then it's hard to find somebody who will come down for the kind of money that most people will come down for. Oh, we don't really like motorcycles, but okay, you're gonna come down and judge them. All right, and then you got people go, oh, I like that bike. That bike's pretty purple. That one's gonna win. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, Paula. That's something that's not going to be on my list of things to get accomplished. So.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that though. There's a few judges that I know that are gonna you feel like you're gonna get a fair shake, and then some of them you're like, nah, because you just know what they're listening for, or what their track record and what they've always judged towards, and I guess if you're competing, then you know how to play because you know what that judge likes. But as far as overall, it's like, yeah, that's gonna be a weird one.
Right.
I've seen that. I've seen that a
Absolutely.
lot. But then, like you said about pulling it outside the tent, like, Brad Slingshot with, what the hell, Mad Scientist, when he was going against Black Mamba, his is so loud you can't even judge it where we were judging it. Like, you really got to be away from that to understand
I agree.
how much depth it has. Like, it is ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, not taking nothing from Black Mamba. Her sound is incredible. But it is two different levels of what you're trying to hear. I think, hers, you could be around it comfortable and, listen to it. And it was clear and loud, where Brad's was so much more that you couldn't be in the same area to judge it the same. You just can't, because it's that much different. So it's just opinions, but it's what I
Johnathan,
saw.
who won the middleweight class?
Black Mama did.
Oh, she did.
Yeah. She won middleweight and heavyweight. So yeah.
It is so she beat Brad in heavyweight?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's I mean, her sounded good, sounded really good. It was clean, it was loud, and
it does sound good.
They really did. And even when they went 2 rounds back to back, like 2 ties, they had 2 tiebreakers. I heard the same. Like, I think they tied. I think that was a good call. And then the last time Brad just played, like, you could tell Brad was over it. He didn't even play nothing worth a shit. So he kind of threw the round. I'm not gonna say that to take away from Black Mamba at all. Like, but he did not play something that was legitimately gonna win. So but at the same time, Brad don't care like that. He's not. He got to play his slingshot 3 times, and in his mind, that's all he needed to do was show off his product 3 times, so he won regardless, if the way I look at it, as a business competing.
I agree. Yeah, Brad's a good guy. What about Road? How did he do this weekend?
I think he lost, middleweight, but it sounded good. Like, he goes back and forth too, like with his playlist. Sometimes I hear it and I'm like, holy shit, man, that thing is incredible. And then sometimes he'll play it, I'm like, what is that shit? Like, what are you doing? You just want to go home? Like, it's all over the map sometimes with the playlist. I see that sometimes with a lot of competitors. Like, they don't bring, that full minute of heat, just, 10-second intro at the most, and then just destroy the rest of the song. Like, I don't really see that. I think they overthink the process and they try to play, I want to play a lot of mids and highs on this minute and then a little bit of everything on this minute. I don't think everybody looks at it like, this is my only minute and it should be incredible, so I think that hurts people in the long run, but it sounded good. It sounded real good.
Scotty, what do you think of baggers versus slingshots competing against each other in competitions?
Man, until this year, I thought that was insane. For example, when I heard that Brad was going to Atlanta Fury and go against Zeus, I was like, what in the hell could Zeus possibly think he's doing? But hey, I want to say Zeus beat him. I think
I can't remember.
I think Zeus beat him.
I want to say yes.
It's got and I've never heard Zeus in person. That's one of the bikes I've always wanted to hear, and I've never heard that one. But they say it is incredible. But I know Brad's is incredible. So to me, I'm like, how could you lose? you know. But they said that I don't know, but I think a lot of these there's a lot of these bikes out here that could handle some of these slingshots.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
It's just hard to make it how do I say that, legit. And because a lightweight motorcycle, you can only have like 8 8/8 as big as you can have, and then two 10-inch subs. Where lightweight, correct me if I'm wrong, what is it? Is it you can have what's 8 10s?
Lightweight on Slingshot is 6/8 and 2 10s.
So that 6/8 and 2 10s. So that would be really similar, really close now. But these slingshots that are having 10s and 12s on them, and because and the motorcycles, you can only have a 10-inch speaker on your bike that's not a sub in a tour pack, only if you're a heavyweight. No, I'll take it back. Middleweight, you can have up to 2, where you take a middleweight sling. What can you like Henry's? What is it? 8 12s?
Yeah. You could have 16 12s and 2 12-inch subs on a middleweight.
Now I don't know how that could possibly lose to a bike that is in the same category, but the rules are, the speaker count and size don't match on the Slingshot and the speaker. But that's something that amazes me, that all these Slingshots that have all these speakers on the outside of the vehicle, pointed to the crowd. It's like voodoo on a motorcycle. I don't understand why they don't do the same thing. Put 2 10s in your saddlebags pointing to the crowd, and look what happened. Look what will happen.
Yeah.
But,
maybe that's your next trick. Who knows?
You just get made fun of too much. I don't have time for that shit.
You're probably right. Yeah.
That's exactly what would happen, Johnathan. I'd be
right.
the talk of the town. Well, what the hell is he thinking? He's an idiot.
But you might change, the game, whatever they call it. You might change it.
You will too. Like, you will be frowned upon at first, and then you'll be the first that ever did it because everybody else will be doing it. Because it's just winning. It's just like King Kong. It was like the first to put the subs outside. It was like, what the fuck is that? What's going on here? Like, that ain't practical. But it didn't fucking matter when he won every time he played, So it's like, and now everyone's doing that shit. It's just the, extreme as can be, But I was gonna say, you mentioned Henry. Have you heard Henry's lately?
Man, I haven't been. I can't tell you the last time I even heard Henry's.
Man, his is ridiculous. Like, it's totally different. Like, it's ridiculous.
I know he won something not too long ago, because Kurt called me from Concrete and was telling me that they just put the new Series 12s or Series 512s in there, and he just annihilated everybody. So I don't.
It was in Memphis.
It was at Memphis Madness.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it was in Memphis.
They said that son of a bitch was on point.
Yeah.
Kurt said it was incredible.
Like, when the bass dropped on, I don't even remember the song, but the crowd, like, you just kind of saw the crowd, like, move back.
Yeah, he definitely has got that thing right.
Right. But Paula, what you just said, how the crowd moves back, that's what they do on these extreme bikes. On these, there's only like 8 of them in the country, but they are so massive. I mean, when it takes 6 people to walk them into the ring and walk them out, it's insane. I don't know what happened to the rule. You got to ride it in and ride it out, but some of the extremes get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got one more question versus like baggers versus slings. So what about bagger judges judging slingshots, and same thing vice versa?
I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Is it the same? I'm saying, like, is it the same? Like, is it the same sound in your opinion? Are they listening for the same thing?
I think they're a whole lot, because they're both open air vehicles. So I think
it's like car judges. That's a different.
Yeah, that's totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
But
so is it different in the slingshot and motorcycle?
I don't think so, because at the end of the day, they're still open air. It's just there's a lot more real estate on a Slingshot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, for example, my wife's Slingshot. If I could take all the equipments on that bike and put it on a motorcycle, it'd be insane. But you couldn't ride it, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, when Kong came out and had 10s or 12s on the front bumper, you know, that I shortly followed. I did it on the Sling, you know, and I'm going through like 3 sets of 10s a year because they take so much abuse from the wind. But these motorcycles are removing their headlights and putting in these little bitty tiny lights and putting speakers in their headlights. I mean,
that's perfect.
There's
one. You ride them at night.
There's one up in Dallas made by.
Oh, we lost you, Scotty.
No headlights whatsoever.
Your audio. Oh. We lost your audio. You said.
Okay, there you go.
Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, sorry, but he has no headlights whatsoever on the bike. None of them under the floorboard to help or anything. But he says when he rides at night, he'll have 2 of his buddies in front of him, 2 of them behind him. I said, no, that's some sketchy shit. There's no way.
Perfect.
You know.
No.
But he's a heavyweight bike. I mean, it's a big bike. But I don't know. I just don't think a lot of these bikes ride. You know, you just can't ride them.
They're just for competition. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and they're purpose built. I'm not making fun of them at all because the best analogy I've ever heard was, "Oh my God, why would you do that?" Well, do you see John Force taking his funny car to McDonald's?
Exactly.
You know, it's a purpose built vehicle. You know.
Yep.
And unfortunately, the Slings haven't got that far out of control yet, where they can't. I mean, are there any out there that are that extreme that can't be really rode?
Almost. I would say.
I mean, I've seen that one in New York radio. Oh my God, that thing. Does he have? He's got to have extra wheels holding that shit because that is so far off the back.
He rides with the power of Jesus Christ because how does that shouldn't be like moving? I think
he's got to have like little wheels, like skid plates or something with wheels on them in the back. It's like 10 feet past the back of the Sling,
and sideways too.
Yeah, I thought the last video I seen it had like a 74-inch LED screen on it.
Yes.
And people say they rent him for weddings and parties. You know, he's like the mobile DJ, real mobile.
I mean, you know what? That's. I think it's horrible, but it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like I'm conflicted. Like it's over the top. It's extreme. I think it's like sketchy when it rolls. You can see it kind of looks
flexing.
It looks dangerous. Yeah, it looks dangerous.
But I'd be scared to ride it and like it like just collapse onto itself. Like just
to me, there's no rhyme. It reminds me of a shotgun house. He just kept going back, you know, and just. But I don't understand I don't know. It just they don't.
You know what? I think. But that's his thing, you know. Like he like you said. I think he rents it. They'll have like his microphone set up, and I see I follow him on Instagram, you know, and it's like he's in the streets, you know, doing his thing. So
it's got 2 turntables on there. You know, he's really mixing some music.
Yeah. Well, Johnathan, you always say that you like it when a Slingshot like is called something and it actually matches the theme. Well, radio. It really does. I mean, it should be really called like DJ because he's got. Yeah. I just saw someone's comment. It has 4 hologram projectors. I know it's got like a turntable. It's got like TVs, lights, smoke machines, and it really should be called like DJ Sling or something. But I think radio matches its purpose.
And you know he's team no trailer because it won't fit on a trailer.
It has not been the trailer, yeah.
No,
I don't think he's going far, but it's definitely team no trailer because he ain't fitting on a trailer. It wouldn't pull up in it. But it is. Crazy. It's extreme, and it's, you know, on one side I want to hate it because it's so like.
Have you heard it, Johnathan?
No, it's probably incredible. Like they say it's incredible. They say it sounds amazing, and I believe it because there's so much shit on there, and you know I believe it. You know, so like on one side I want to say, man, I hate it, but on the other half I'm like, dude, that's his. You know, that's his baby. Like he keeps adding to it and adding to it. I'm like, shit, man, stop already. You know, like it was crazy a year ago, and now it's like, but
it's
hey.
it's insane.
I bet you we could take some of Radio's Slingshot and make one for Ted, since he doesn't have one technically.
Yeah, that's probably true. We always give Ted shit because we haven't seen him compete in like 5 years. So he's been working on his slingshots ever since.
I'm surprised I'm like still on the screen
in the
here.
shop.
Yeah.
Johnathan, you still got the TV in your hood?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Have you had to replace it yet?
No, it's been good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heat proof, waterproof. And I just made my man Raymond his Black Widow spider on the back of his slingshot. I don't know if you saw that this weekend. It's like it's giant. Like it's a giant exercise ball that I made, fiberglass. It's got giant legs that come around to the cockpit. Like it's a giant Black Widow spider. Like it's stupid, but it's the whole theme. I didn't want to put a sticker on it called a Black Widow, so I was like, dude, I want to make you a Black Widow. So it's over the top. So I said I can't pull up to the gas station, when we go on trips, with the big TV in my hood and be all cool, and then Raymond's is just kind of like normal. So I had to make him something ridiculous too. So, but that's what makes it fun, And like I said, I could hate on radio system, but some people look at mine and go, "That's the stupidest shit ever. Put a TV in your hood. What's wrong with you?" So I understand. It can go both ways. It's there's just so much involved. Like yours, it's such a. When it first came out, people were like, it was conflicted. It's always like half the people love it, half the people hate it. It's dumb, but it ain't have a top. What if it rains? Everybody's got opinions, and it's everything like Monique Hill from the beginning with all her lights. People were like, that's the stupidest shit ever. And then the other half of the people were like, that's amazing. It looks incredible. And now everybody has all those lights.
Now it's $1 million industry.
Yeah. Everybody has those lights. It's like they can't wait to throw 20 grand at you and put more lights on. It's like shit, So it is. It's like I said, you could be the beginner of putting the subs facing outside on the bags, man, and fucking change the game, like you don't need to put them facing the tire anymore, like this is your calling.
I mean,
one more question insane. I just thought of.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think that, how there's always been this thing with motorcycles versus slingshots? Slingshot's not a motorcycle, that whole battle. Do you ever think that there will be maybe 10 years down the line, if slingshots still, I guess, exist at that time or still being manufactured? Do you think there ever be like where we all just get along anywhere we go?
No, not at all. You're going to see. I mean, it's kind of like was it last year or the year before when they said no slingshots on the strand?
Yep.
Actually, it was no trikes. And I was one of the first ones that made a nasty old comment on there. I was like, man, you know what? Y'all opening a can of worms. I have a slingshot, and I understand it has no place. It does not need to be on the strand. They take up too much room. But you're telling me that you got a veteran fought for this country. He's on a trike, and he can't park on the strand.
Yeah.
I mean that's so. I think I know they went back and redone it, but I think it's just the slings are outlawed. And in the what's the Kawasaki one? The T-Rex or
the Can-Ams or the Rikers.
Yeah. Now are they allowed to park?
I don't know. That's a good question. I know it said slingshots, but I don't know about Rikers.
I know there's no slingshots. I don't know if Rikers are not, but because my daughter took our slingshot last year or the year before, $190 in parking is what she had to pay.
Wow.
And, so she's like, I'm not taking this down here no more. So I don't blame you. Get your motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly. Park for free.
So is it because of the space that we take up, or because a lot of people call the slingshot, and I don't agree with it when people call the slingshot a bike? It's not a bike. It's an autocycle or a slingshot.
It's different states call them different things. But I know a lot of people who have slingshots and they call it a motorcycle. It's definitely not a motorcycle.
Not a bike or a motorcycle.
It has a motorcycle size license plate, but it's not a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. There's just so many old school stubborn bikers that they just hate them. I mean, they absolutely hate them. You know, and any chance they have the opportunity to bag on us, they do. You know, but you know, I have both. You know, I got 4 or 5 motorcycles, a couple slingshots, but you know, I don't know why I have so many because I can only ride one. You know, but I just keep building them. I want to keep them all, but you know, it's not possible.
Yeah.
It's just another toy, just another fun toy, you know?
Yeah. You know, it just aggravates me when you have people make comments like, "This is a motorcycle rally. You go to a slingshot rally if you want to want to ride a slingshot." That's stupid. You know, I mean, I understand not having them on the strand, but here's where I feel about it too. Don't take their damn money. Let them drive through for free. Why do they got to pay $25 a day or $40 a day to drive around the loop? We're paying that $40 a day or weekend pass, whatever, but we get to park.
Yeah.
You're going to check their money, and then you're going to charge them $25, $30 to park somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be charging them to ride down the strand. Write that down.
Yeah.
Repeat that, because I think somebody needs to make that happen.
Yeah.
Because I think that's complete bullshit. You know, if you're not allowed to park on the strand, then don't charge them to drive down the strand. In my opinion.
And you know, it's funny because you know I deal with a lot of customers that you know go from a Harley or an Indian or a Bagger or whatever motorcycle to a slingshot. You know, because their wife is more comfortable in the slingshot than on the back of their motorcycle, and never have ever wanted to ride with him because it was on a motorcycle, and now you know they got the slingshot, and you know it took him. He didn't want to do it, but his wife talked him into it, and they sold their Harley and they got the slingshot, and you know he loves it. Like, I hear I mean, that's a common story I hear. I've heard 100 times.
Oh
and,
yeah, I agree.
Or you're too old. You get older, you know, and it's like the bike's too big. I don't want to handle it no more. And now I got the slingshot, and I could put a top on it and a bigger windshield. It's more comfortable. Like getting in and out of it is not bad. So yeah, it's eventually. I'm not gonna say this for like all people, but I think you get older and you realize, man, I can't handle this motorcycle no more. Give me a slingshot, and yeah, I don't like when people call it a bike, but it's kind of like, people call it a bike enough. I'll say bike sometimes, but it's like that shit is not a bike. It's got a belt on it. That's about the only bike about it.
It's like nails on a chalkboard for me because it's not. And I have a slingshot. I don't have a motorcycle, but I do have to give a shout out to my mom, and I think she's watching the live right now from my living room. My love for all this stuff, I gotta give credit to her because she worked when I was 18 years old. She worked at a motorcycle dealership, one of the biggest ones, Bruce Rossmeyer's Motorcycles down here in Florida, and she got me a job there. Like I was like working reception or something, and that's where my love for all these like events and for like the loudness and the people and the smell of like the exhaust and the revving and all that, that's where it came from. It was from me working that reception job at that Harley Davidson dealership. And one day I will have a big ass motorcycle with my arms up here and, big 36-inch wheel or something. But from that, like, when I met my husband, Ron, I was like, what is a slingshot? What is that?
Yeah.
And he took me, and I was like, okay, this is more comfortable than riding on the back of a motorcycle. You can't hear anything. You can't have like your little cooler with water. And it was more comfortable, but it still bothers me when people call the slingshot a motorcycle or a bike. Yeah. Anybody watching it, if you say that in front of me, I roll my eyes. Just please stop calling it a bike.
Now that's going to be the thing. Like, hey, Paula, did you bring your bike? From now on, that's all I'm going to say.
I hear T-shirts fixing to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I enjoyed the slingshot. I really do. I'm not a real aggressive motorcycle rider, but if a sign says it's a 20 miles an hour turn on a motorcycle, I'm doing 20 miles an hour. Now, if I'm on a slingshot, I'm doing 60. Just you feel like you could push. I feel like I could push it more to the limit But
no, exactly. That's why I say, when me and Raymond, travel team no trailer, we like going to Florida, it says it's 20 hours. Like we try to make it in 20 hours, like including stops and gas and drinks and, food. Like,
you're hauling
it's not,
you're hauling
yeah,
ass.
yeah, we're moving. We got ticket money. So it's like, don't ride with us unless you got a retainer, a lawyer on retainer. Cause I've gotten a couple of tickets, but it's fun. It's like, I don't get all aggressive in town, like driving crazy and shit, but we'll speed on the freeway, like we move, but but in motorcycle though, like I've had a couple of sport bikes, and yeah, you get a little aggressive, driving those things, but yeah, I got rid of that here in Dallas. I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like that's just dangerous.
Right.
But well, man, Scotty, so what's the best way to get a hold of you and your company?
Man, Facebook, TikTok. I have someone that handles my Instagram, but I don't mess with it. I got a guy that handles that, but or just good old fashioned cell phone.
Nice. Okay, yeah. BloodlineCustom Cycles and it's you had a website too. Is it BloodlineCustomCycles.com
No,
or was it on
I have paid
the Facebook?
It's just Facebook and TikTok. I paid a guy. I paid 5 times in last 5 years to have a website done. I still haven't got a website.
Yeah,
nobody comes through.
By the way.
that's ridiculous. And with social media, it's easier just to post pictures every now and then on Facebook. It's like, here's my business. Like, why have a full-fledged website when you need to call me anyway to get something done? So yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Definitely. So what's your next show? What's your next event coming up?
Galveston. I guess in 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Lone Star Rally.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
And then we're in full build mode for the end of season. Everyone wants to tear their stuff down and get ready for Daytona. Which was it'll be 1st of March, I believe.
Yeah. And they even have like a slingshot thing sometimes for Daytona, but I never make it. So I always forget about it till like the week or the month of, and I'm like, shit, I ain't making that. Plus, sometimes it's still too cold to be driving a slingshot through Louisiana and shit.
Hey, we normally ride in Texas year round, and we generally will take February off. That's normally the coldest time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It can and will sometimes run into the 2nd and 3rd week of March, so it still gets pretty cold. I remember 3 years ago when we were going to Sling Experience, it was colder than hell driving the Sling Experience in April.
Yeah. And normally about April 1st is when it'll be like 100 degrees at Sling Experience, but in the mornings though it'll still be cold as shit, and then at night it'll get chilly. But
absolutely.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming on with us, and we won't keep you much longer. We know you got some work to get done, and you got to make the money.
Thanks for the invite, and thanks for
absolutely
for the show.
And and if you get something worked out for your event coming up next year, and if you got some kind of backers for Slingshot people, reach out to either me or Ted, and I'm sure somebody in the Slingshot community would love to jump on board to show up to win some money. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely I believe it's going to bring out the big guys.
Yeah.
When I say that, I don't just mean guys, but it's going to bring, it's going to attract a lot of people.
Yeah, so, I think so.
I just
hope
we can align everything out and make it happen, because we're going to make it happen. It's just going to depend on where.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure.
But, that's always the fun part.
But again, I appreciate it. Thanks for everything. And hope I wasn't a bore. So.
Oh no, man, that's good, man. We appreciate you coming on. Definitely.
All right.
Hey, thanks a lot, Scotty.
Yes, sir. Later. Thank you. All right.
Bye. I can't hear you. Wait, I can't hear you. I think your thing died.
Son of a bitch.
I heard that.
Oh. Hold on, let me see.
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're good.
Yeah, my headphones die after about an hour. I'm like, yeah, that sucks.
This was fun.
Scotty's a cool guy. He's always been super cool.
Yeah.
So what do we have next week? Some girl.
No, but wait, because I was bullied about this too. Again, I get bullied because of you. So we have October 21st, Sound Spot. You know those other two guys? Can't remember their names. Robert and like Timothy or something like that. I don't know. But they're going to be covering hopefully Oktoberfest if they can get someone to, give them a recap of the show. Mm-hmm. So that's Sound Spot on October 21st. And then it's going to be the greatest show, I want to say, on earth, October 23rd.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever?
So. Yeah, ever.
Shit. Okay.
That
wow.
We've ever had, that YouTube has ever seen, ever.
I imagine, well, yeah, because you got like 150 SoFlo people that can join the chat, but
So I'll be on with a couple guests that are going to be joining me October 21st, and that's the only time that I'll get to promote this event that I'm putting together with SoFlo down here in Miami.
The 23rd, yeah. You said 21st again.
No,
but no, you can promote it. It's okay. It's not like, just because you're an admin and, you're my co-host that we're trying to give you special favors or nothing like that. Like, it's for the people, that's what it's what we're all about here. It's Slingshot Audio Garage. It's for the community, It's the last show of the year.
People, so just let me be the people until the show is over.
That's right. That's right. It's going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. And then after me, we have October 30th, Luisito. He's based out of Florida. So that one's going to be a good one too. October 30th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I think we're still working on a lineup for November. So
yeah,
that'd be cool.
So if you want to be part of the show and you have something to talk about, you have a shop, you have an event coming up, you have something, that you would like to promote on In the Lab, just send either JT or myself or Ted or Rob or TJ, there's a lot of us, a message and let us know that you'd like to be on, and we'll think about it. I don't know. We'll see if you're good enough to make the cut.
Yeah. See if you make the cut. No, that's what it's all about, is just, just promoting people, promoting the community, promoting people that, I don't want to say sell to the community, but people that are in the community, people that do the work, people that, are in the mix. So, everybody asks me, are y'all only going to talk to shops and, business owners? Like, well, no, that's not the plan, but we want to make sure, we talk to those guys first, because they're the ones you're going to be talking to, right. So if we just went on a big list of talking to the regular people, then, it doesn't make sense. Like, we want to talk to all the shops and all the people that you're going to be talking to, so you can make informed decisions on who you want to deal with, and, whether you like their personality or, maybe you don't. I don't know. Like, you've got more fans than me, so I get it. It's fine. So, it's fine.
There's not a Paula fan club. There's a SoFlo Slings maybe, but not a Paula fan club.
I got like 6 people that like me, so it's all right. But, and I don't even think Ted is one of those. So no, never mind. See, I was going to say, and Ted is one of them, but I don't think he likes me either. So he'll pop in and go, nope, JT, nope, that's not true. But well, no, it sounds good. I think we covered everything today. So it was a good show, and definitely we will be looking forward to your show next week, number 35, and we'll talk about the final knockout, and it ought to be pretty good. I think you froze. You froze. That's awesome. Yeah, see, you just froze up. No. Like your whole computer just went out.
But my mom is like right out here at my door. Can you put your thing on mute, please? Because I can hear it.
You hear the echo? That's perfect.
Yeah, my mom is right there outside my front door.
That's awesome. All right, well, it's good talking to y'all again.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week for another episode of In the Lab Podcast. Thank you a lot.
Yes. And subscribe to YouTube, please.
Like and subscribe. Follow us.